such as Twitter for an explanation. Meanwhile, the minister in charge of both Defense and Internal Security Ministries, Yusuf Haji, has remained tight-lipped on the protests. Ashemwilu, Ktn Prime.
Let's stay with matters policing, and Commissioner Matthew Itere says there will be no vacuum in the Kenya Police Service hierarchy, even as questions emerged over his continued stay in office after the constitutional deadline for the appointment of an Inspector General of Police passed. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority maintains the appointment of the Inspector General should not be pegged on the establishment of the National Police Service Commission. Here is KTN's Patrick Amimo with the details.
Under the current command structure of police, Matthew Itere is the police boss with the title of Police Commissioner. He is deputized by Francis Okonya. Kemuthi Ambugwa is currently issuing orders as the Demonstration Police Commandant, whose command is separate from the Kenya Police. The Constitution now merges the two arms of police under the overall command of an Inspector General and two deputies. One Deputy Inspector General will be in charge of the Kenya Police Service, while the other will be in charge of the Administration Police Service. Both the Constitution and Article 14 of the National Police Service Act are clear. At all times, one of the three positions of the Inspector General and the two Deputy Inspector Generals must be held by a person of the opposite gender. Besides, the three top police chiefs must be holders of degrees recognized by the universities of Kenya. But looking at the current command of the police force, out of the top-ranked 15 positions, only 2 are held by females. These lady officers are the Kenya Airports Police Unit and the Tourism Police Unit. When it comes to the Administration Police, all top bosses from head office to provinces are male. The chairman of the Committee on the Implementation of the Constitution, Charles Nyachae, has sworn that anybody could petition the courts that Police Commissioner Matthew Itere is in office illegally and should be removed. The Constitution has rearranged the command structure of the National Police Service, and this was expected to be reflected before August 27, 2012. Itere spoke on the legality or otherwise of the police command structure.
The police service has not and will not allow any vacuum in matters security, law and order.
On Monday, Prime Minister Raila Odinga revealed he had agreed with President Mwai Kibaki on a new list of nominees for the National Police Service Commission. Raila says the list of nominees will be forwarded to Parliament before the end of the week, and it is the Commission which will appoint the Inspector General and the two deputies. But the Independent Policing Oversight Authority begs to differ. The authority's boss, Macharia Njeru, says both the Constitution and the National Police Service Act are clear that the appointment of the Inspector General is not dependent on the establishment of the National Police Service Commission. In fact, the authority's letter to the two principals questioned why the government printer blocked publication of the Police Service Act after it was suspended by the President in August last year.
You do not need to have the National Police Service Commission for purposes of that recruitment. All you need is a selection panel that should have been appointed by the President, of course, on consultation with the Prime Minister, within 14 days of the commencement of the National Police Service Act.
Human rights groups last week called for the speedy appointment of the Inspector General, expressing concern that delay will negatively impact security operations across the country. Patrick Amimo, Ktn Prime.
Well, so constitutionally, we no longer have a police commissioner. We should be having an Inspector General of Police. Let's engage a little bit on that, and that's our big question tonight, where we're asking you, do you think Matthew Itere should continue serving as Interim Inspector General of Police? We'd like to know what you think. Send us your yes or no comment, beginning with put a yes or no and put a brief comment to the number 8040. Of course, we'll be giving you some of your comments and giving you the results at the end of this live newscast.
Police Commissioner Matthew Itere says that his officers are far too few to effectively monitor the forthcoming general election. Itere says to man the elections and diffuse any pre- or post-poll chaos, then the security docket requires additional officers. And as Ktn Samogina reports, Parliament has also taken on the executive for failing to ensure that police officers are remunerated well.
The recent spate of killings in Tana River, Garissa and the current chaos in Mombasa are sending distress signals over security in the country 6 months to the general elections. The security agencies now say they are too stretched to man the polls and have to outsource officers during elections. IEBC is demanding 90,000 police officers from the struggling police service.
We will get them from KWS, National Youth Service and the Kenya Prison Services. and these are the officers we will be deploying to help the regular administration police.
The police boss is seeking ways to keep his officers from being used by politicians during the elections.
We are keen to ensure that no police officer will act or be seen to act in a partisan manner, further any interest of any political party or cause, or prejudice any legitimate political interest or causes during the coming elections.
Speaking during the close of the two-day national conference on peaceful election, Itere says the police are incapacitated due to government negligence of the force.
Time has come. The government must give enough resources, enough input to the service. Changing an individual.
A view shared by parliamentarians who put the state to task for failing to honor a police remuneration policy of 2011.
We need security, Mr. Minister. You have provision in law to spend that money and seek for Parliament's approval.
If I had my way and your voice, these things would have all been paid from 1st of July 2012 as were promised. But Treasury has the last word when they are balancing the final budgets.
We are going for a general election, as you put it. The country is gripped in insecurity. We are all reeling. We are all reeling and frankly scared where our country is headed in terms of the many conflicts and the bloodshed that is all over the country. Ordinarily in a democracy, when you have a situation like this, the government resigns.
Meanwhile, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission will get 2.4 billion shillings from the European Union towards meeting the 2013 election budget. IEBC now has at least 5 billion shillings at its disposal to fund its activities. And with the government now procuring the biometric voter registration kits for the IEBC, the electoral body's budget could now be down to just over 20 billion shillings. Samogina, Ktn, Nairobi.
Let's bring you the latest from the increasingly emboldened medical staff. The Kenyatta National Hospital and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital have had to call in private specialists to deal with the impact of the registrar doctors' strike that began yesterday. The registrar doctors, or postgraduate doctors, have given the government 21 days to increase their call and extraneous allowances, or else they will not return to work. This is the fourth time since late last year that public medical staff have gone on strike and ground operations in government hospitals to a near halt. Here's Catherine Omonto with the report.
It's clinic day at the Mathare Hospital, and we're told none of the 17 registrars stationed here are attending to patients. That burden has been left in the hands of 4 medical doctors and the nurses. This is day 2 of the registrar's strike. It seems both the government and the postgraduate doctors have dug their heels and no one is willing to budge. At the Kenyatta National Hospital, the situation is a little more serious than Mathare Hospital. The postgraduate doctors who would usually handle specific cases have not come to work. In order to keep up with the large flow of patients requiring specialized treatment, the hospital managers have had to take matters into their own hands.
In these specialized clinics, we have 2 or so, which had quite big numbers, and we had really to deploy additional consultants, but still we could not manage the numbers.
Kenyatta National Hospital is now feeling the impact of the strike by registrar doctors. The government now has 20 days to meet their demands, or the situation could get worse.
I think continuous interruption, continuous strikes are doing a disservice to us as a country and also doing a disservice to us as institutions, but more so, it's actually affecting innocent people, innocent patients.
At the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, the effects of the registrar's strike has been compounded with the nurses and other medical practitioners downing their tools as well because of unpaid allowances. On Monday, the 27th of August, registrars gave the Ministry of Medical Services 21 days to compensate self-sponsored registrars, pay all call and extraneous allowances, and promote well-deserving doctors. If not, they will not return to work.
Solidarity forever. Stakeholders on both sides of the divide really to address, all issues that have been raised by doctors and also raised by the registrars, and find an amicable solution to this.
Though both hospitals are still receiving emergency cases, operations have been slowed down by the industrial action. Managers feel 20 days is a long wait for a solution. If the postgraduate doctors make good their threat, this will be the fourth major strike by medical practitioners since December 2011. Each time, operations in major government hospitals have been greatly affected. Officials within the Ministry of Medical Services are yet to comment on the matter. Catherine Omwanto, KTN.
Well, if you're in Naivasha, you may want to stay clear of samosas and other meaty delicacies. The Public Health Department in that region has outlawed food hawking after 4 donkeys were slaughtered in that lakeside town. Well, it has emerged that the illegal sale of uninspected donkey and game meat was on the rise, with about 10 donkeys stolen and slaughtered in the last 2 weeks.
If by now you do not inquire on what you're eating each time you order a meal with beef as part of the ingredients, you might consider a second thought. It turns out that some residents in Naivasha have for the past 2 weeks been feeding on donkey meat from some abattoirs, forcing health officials in the area to ban hawking of food, including the sale of samosas and boros, commonly known as muturas, after 4 donkeys were found slaughtered and their meat carted away.
Ambapo tuliamkia asubuhi kuchukua puda kama kawaida, tukafikiria nikibiwa zimeibiwa juu zilikuwa zimekatwa kamba. Baada ya kutafuta kwa masaa kadhaa, ndio kuna mmoja alipitia mahali akaweza kunisaidia ati kuna puda zimechinjiwa mahali.
Samuel Ndegwa, a water vendor, lost 3 of his donkeys, rendering him jobless as he relied on the animals to transport water to his clients.
Wakichinja wanaziweka kwa gari. Asubuhi yake umepata zimepelekwa Naivasha, zimepelekwa Gilgil, zimepelekwa Mai Mahiu hata Nairobi. Mambo ya sabusa kwa town, kutengeneza mitura, hiyo yote tulipiga marufuku. Na hiyo marufuku bado inasimama. Na wale ambao wanajua ati wananunua nyama ile inaitwa baba 20, baba 30, hiyo tunamwambia mtupatie report pahali iko ndio tushike wale wanahusika.
As efforts to find the culprits are ongoing, it should be noted that this donkey meat could be transported to an abattoir close to you. A little over a month ago, KTN did reveal to you just how residents of Kongowea in Mombasa had unknowingly fed on cat meat.
Tunakula sambusa la kumbe ndani ni paka. Hata nasako tunakuleta mapanyabuku basi. Mtu anaenda saga maumbo. Sasa itakuwa tunaweza kuwatia magonjwa watu tofauti ama vipi?
A very unheard of phenomenon. Joy Doreen Bira, KTN Prime.
Well, later on in this bulletin, we'll be telling you about zebra meat, and it's a delicacy in a neighboring country. 3 chiefs are among 8 people charged in court over the Tana River clashes that claimed more than 50 lives. The provincial administrators are accused of failing to avert the violence, even after receiving intelligence information about the attacks before they took place. The accused are among 4 chiefs sacked by acting Internal Security Minister Yusuf Haji shortly after the massacre.
Chiefs Abdallah Mochafu Kase, Abaye Bwanaidi Omar, and Ali Kalime Wario are facing charges of incitement to violence and disobedience of the law. This follows the killing of over 50 people in their respective locations in Tana River district last week. The 3 men are accused of failing to avert violence, even though they were privy to plans to attack the residents of Tana River. The 3 accused are currently in police custody pending the ruling on their application for bond. Through lawyer Samson Gekanana, the 3 chiefs asked the court to release them on bond since they have already been in custody for 3 days. Prosecution Chief Inspector Dennis Onyango, however, asked the court to deny them bond, arguing that if released, they might interfere with the ongoing investigations. Garsen Senior Resident Magistrate Justus Kituku ordered the chiefs to be remanded at the Gamba Police Station until Wednesday afternoon, when he will rule on the matter. Police have also asked for more time to investigate 5 main suspects who could face charges of murder. Chief Inspector David Siele asked the court to grant him 10 days to complete investigations. Garsen Senior Resident Magistrate Kituku ordered that the suspects be remanded at the Gamba Police Station until the 7th of September before they can face charges in court. The provincial administration reported that 48 people, 31 women, 11 children and 6 men were killed on the 22nd of this month in what is believed to be retaliatory attacks between an agricultural community and its pastoralist neighbor. The attackers surrounded the village before torching houses and killing those who tried to flee. Ansel Mwendia, Ktn Prime.
Chaos erupted in Kisumu town this morning as traders engaged police in running battles following the demolitions of kiosks by the District Security Committee. The security team alleged the kiosks were built illegally, even as the traders argued that they have proper documents from the Kisumu Municipal Council. Here is Angel Katusia with the details.
Kisumu town, Tuesday morning. Dozens of traders took to the street protesting over demolitions of their kiosk by the District Security Committee on grounds they posed a security threat. However, what was to be a peaceful demonstration turned violent. The youth engaging police in running battle for more than 3 hours. Normal operations in Kisumu town stopped. The protesters blocked all the main roads to and from the town. Anti-riot police helped to intervene to quell the chaos. According to the traders, their kiosks were built legally as they had gotten a go-ahead from the Kisumu Municipal Council.
Jenga daytime, alafu wanakuja usiku wanabomoa. Sasa hiyo ni Kenya mpya kweli? Tumeishi dunia gani?
We talked to them and they left because we had papers, on grounds that we had papers. So we failed to understand what happened, why they did this at night and not during the day. And we were all here during the day. We went to City Hall during the day. But they have ended up demolishing these structures.
The district security officials, however, say the businesses had been erected illegally and posed a security threat. The traders demanded that they be reimbursed for their losses and also demanded explanation from the municipal council on why they had been given a leeway to construct at the first place. Angel Katusi, Ktn Prime.
Let us now remind you our big question tonight. We're asking you, do you think Matthew Itere should continue as Interim Inspector General of Police? Do send us your comments as you already are. It's beginning with a yes or no. The SMS number is 8040.
An SMS here from a concerned officer in Nairobi County who says, no, this is because Itere has failed us in terms of remuneration policy. He should pack up and go. But there is a support here. Yes, a body without a head is a dead body, or with 2 heads is abnormal. Removing to do without is suicidal. This is Shege in Mombasa. Thank you very much. Keep those SMSs coming in. 8040. Now keep it right here because we'll be bringing your story a short while. And with all this hullabaloo about remedial tuition, holiday tuition, should we do, should we not? There's also something that people forget, that there are some students in class who may not be the sharpest, but they're actually sharp.
Absolutely. Gifts, talents, we're talking all about it next on Ktn Prime. We take a short break. We'll be back.
Wanawake wengi barani Afrika wanaendelea kugundua sabuni ya Ariel.
Jina langu ni Catherine Kendi Mwambia, nafanya kazi, mimi ni mlinda lango. Hii imejulikana ni kazi ya wanaume, kiwa mama lazima utokeze. Kazi yangu naweza pata uchafu aina mbili. Inabaki inatoa rangi mbaya. Nikitumia hizo sabuni zingine najua itakuwa tu shida, lazima nisugue, lazima nifue. Niligundua siri. Ariel hiyo.
Ariel mpya hupenya ndani zaidi na kuondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja.
Mwosho mmoja tu. Mwenyewe ukiinua tumbo hivi unaangalia unaona kweli madoa zako zote, uchafu yako yote imeisha. Nikitokelezea hivyo ndio sio na notice. Hiyo usafi yangu yote na hiyo usaidizi yangu yote nimepata kwa Ariel. Haitakuwa ya bure. Na kama nitakufeka huju. Asante.
Ariel, mng'aro wa ajabu kwa mwosho mmoja.
The Salad Center's popular Food World Fair starts Wednesday and runs through to Sunday. An event housewives, schools, restaurants, hotel caterers and purchasing managers must not miss at the Salad Center. This week, entry free.
Oh, my angel! It's been so long since I've heard you sing.
Oh, she can't. She's got a cold again.
Well, I'm sure you're taking proper care of her hygiene.
Yes, I use antiseptic liquid in her bath water.
Oh, that's smart. But germs are also getting smarter, and your protection is still the same.
So what's better?
This.
Lifebuoy?
Advanced Lifebuoy. While bathing, it gives better germ protection than antiseptic liquid. 10 infection-causing germs. 1 advanced protection. Lifebuoy.
Fastest 3G internet just got faster. You can now top up internet bundles with your scratch card. Dial star 544 star, enter the 16-digit PIN number hash from Safaricom.
Before the gold, silver, and bronze, it's the red. It's the green and yellow. It's the black, red, and green. Because at the Olympic Games, it's not the color you go home with that matters. It's the colors you came in. And when colors mean this much, you can only trust them to Ariel, proud keeper of Kenya's colors.
African dishes in association with Golden Fry.
Pan-fried fish. Ingredients: 1 kilogram fish fillet, 1 cup all-purpose flour, salt and pepper to taste, lemon wedges, golden fry oil for frying. Directions: in a deep frying pan, pour about 1 inch of golden fry oil and heat it. Slice the fish into thin pieces, not too thin. In a mixing bowl, mix the all-purpose flour, salt, and pepper. Coat evenly the fish fillet pieces in the flour mixture. Fry the fish a piece or 2 at a time, depending on the size of your pan, for 4 to 5 minutes on each side or until golden brown. Remove and drain on a paper towel. Serve with tartar sauce and lemon wedges.
Golden Fry. Fries more, lasts longer.
Does your husband shed with some whitening? Just use a little Jik and some water. With Jik's 101 uses, all your cleaning troubles are over. Is there a dirty floor stain that's frightening? Or a muddy mess left by your daughter? Is your stove no longer so shiny? Or your grill is dirty as ever? Just Jik it. There are 101 uses. Just Jik it. It makes cleaning a job. Hey, you better go get it. Just Jik it.
Jik whitens whites, removes stains, and kills germs. Now try all 101 uses of Jik. Jik, now in an attractive new pack. Just Jik it.
For mothers around the world, family's health is paramount. But every day, thousands of people are affected by germs.
that cause infectious diseases like flu, skin rashes, diarrhea, and cholera. You work hard to keep yourself and your environment clean, but are you really safe from germs? Most infectious diseases are spread by touching contaminated surfaces or infected people. That is why health experts around the world recommend that you use Dettol every day to provide a healthy and hygienic environment for your family. Always use Dettol on cuts and wounds, for bathing and shaving, for disinfecting your laundry and various surfaces around the house. Every day, Dettol provides maximum protection against a wide range of unseen germs. When it comes to protecting your family, trust Dettol. Dettol, the world's #1 antiseptic, endorsed by the Kenya Medical Association.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still with us. This is Ktn Prime.
The second, members of the hunter-gatherer Hadabe community that inhabit Karatu district in Arusha province at night feasting on roast zebra meat as Tanzanians participate in a 7-day countrywide population and housing census. Now the government bowed to the pressure by the community members to supply them with bush meat as an incentive to be enumerated, though the government denied them a delicacy of monkey meat, an illicit brew called gongo. It agreed to slaughter for them some 15 zebras. Tonight, they're happy.
Members of the marginalized Hadabe community that live in northern Tanzania had all reasons to celebrate and be happy. The Karatu District Commissioner Daudi Ntebenda had fulfilled his promise to supply them with zebra meat to feast on the census week, which ends September 1st.
Kama utamaduni wao, ili kuhesabiwa ilikuwa ni lazima uwawindie nyama ya nyani, uwapatie gongo ambayo ni aina ya pombe lakini haramu, lakini uwapatie na bangi. Mimi nikawaambia pana, hii nyama nitawawindia, lakini pia sio nyani. Gongo futeni.
Yes, they had demanded for monkey meat as a condition for them to participate in the census. But Tanzania's hunting regulations prohibit killing or hunting of some wildlife species like monkeys and baboons because they are an endangered lot. Indeed, the Wildlife Division of Northern Tanzania had to officially issue a hunting permit to allow the slaughter of zebras to make nyama choma for the Hadabe. Despite the fact they could not drown the pieces of zebra with the illicit brew called gongo, they trooped in their hundreds to be counted as they feast on meat.
Na moyo wa kuandikishwa kwa sababu serikali imeshaonyesha moyo wa kutupenda ikatuletea nyama, na sisi tunasisitiza tena yani lazima tutaandikishwa wote.
The Hadabe have been dodging past censuses, but this time round the government is keen to have each and every of its citizens counted in order to inform the development agenda and poverty reduction. Patrick Amimo, KTN Prime.
To each his own. The second World Conference on Gifted and Talented Children continues in Nairobi, with calls to policymakers and parents not to depend only on rigid academic standards when determining the capabilities of children. Experts now say that children who can't perform in class may still be very intelligent and harbor talents that should be explored and developed.
25-year-old Samuel Karumbo, a graduate of Kitale Training Institute, has been inventing new technologies for the better part of his youth life. Experts now say that Samuel is just but a representation of many students who are suffering under the current rigid educational system that is eating upon the fabric of their creative minds.
You know, if you find I can do it in Kisumu, they'll tell you, my house, you already have a lawyer, a banker, right? Because I tell you. So, you must mean medicine. Kijana, unafanya daktari. You have no interest, you have no idea, you can't do mathematics, but you got to do it.
Just this year, the Kenya Ministry of Education announced that over 60,000 of the candidates who sat for the 2011 Kenya National Certificate of Secondary Education would miss admission to the university. This number signifies lives damned by the education sector not to succeed. Some of the world's most successful, iconic figures are not celebrated for their academic achievement alone, but also for their ability to fully submerge themselves in a talent that revolutionized people's lives. Malak Kivila, Ktn Prime.
We particularly we are keen to ensure that no police officer will act or be seen to act in a partisan manner, further any interest of any political party or cause, or prejudice any legitimate political interest or causes during the coming election.
As Kenya continues to develop at the county level, you are more and more interested in the stories and issues that touch on your county. That's why the County Weekly is committed to giving you more of the facts you care about. Facts about your county, your stories, your issues, your county. County Weekly. It's new, it's fresh, it's relevant. Get your copy today.
The new constitution means life to me. It is my life and it is everything. As a person with disability, the constitution has brought me to the limelight.
Kenya's new constitution, Kenya's lifeline. From cities, towns, highlands, arid and semi-arid regions. A promise of a brighter future in a beautiful country, Kenya.
She's got a cold again.
Well, I'm sure you're taking proper care of your hygiene.
Yes, I use antiseptic liquid in my bath water.
But germs are also getting smarter, and your protection is still the same.
So what's better?
Advanced Lifebuoy. While bathing, it gives better germ protection than antiseptic liquid. 10 infection-causing germs, 1 advanced protection. Lifebuoy.
From downtown to upcountry, from hard at work to hard at work.
The NP300 hardbody boasts a tough engine and uncomplicated design. With the TD27 2.7-liter diesel engine, the NP300 has a host of performance and design upgrades, as well as has been proven to be tough, reliable, and durable workhorse in its class. The MP300 Hichoki is the ideal business choice and offers exceptional return on investment. So, whether you're self-employed, a sole trader typically working in remote locations or construction sites, or whether you do landscaping projects or agriculture, the MP300 hard body is the pickup for you.
Nani Kamanisa.
No electrical liquid machine has the power to fight malaria. Attack!
Mom, mosquitoes! Looks like there are more mosquitoes today. No problem. I can now control malaria.
Mortein Doom Power Guard introduces Kenya's first electrical liquid machine with a power control switch. Increase its power when the threat of mosquitoes increases and reduce the power when the threat decreases.
Now, control over mosquitoes is in my hands.
Mortein Doom!
Beware of Mom and Mortein Doom.
Mortein Doom Power Guard. Now at a reduced price of only 299 shillings for a limited period. Get it today and save 100 shillings.
This week, we're focusing on the assisted voting process. And we're here at the Kenya Society for the Blind, and we're talking to persons living with disabilities. They have their questions, and to respond to some of them is Commissioner Kule Galma Godana.
We would want all Kenyans who are eligible to vote to come out and vote. The Commission goes an extra mile in making sure that registration centers for voters, polling stations are friendly to people living with disabilities.
IEBC, your vote, your future.
Wanawake wengi barani Afrika wanaendelea kugundua sabuni ya Ariel.
Majina naitwa Masi Kagweria Geshuru. Kuna kazi ya mkahawa. Kwa kweli usafi ni kitu ya maana katika biashara yote. Bila usafi upati wateja. Ukipata uchafu hauko sawa. Hizo sabuni zingine hapana. Experience ya kufua ilikuwa kazi ngumu. Unaosha nguo, sabuni ya Ariel ikatokea. Kwa kweli sijabadilisha kutumia hiyo sabuni.
Ariel mpya hupenya ndani zaidi na kuondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja.
Kwa mwosho mmoja hiyo nguo itakuwa imekuwa safi. Kwa kweli nikivaa zile nguo kila mtu anaridhika. Mama, umetumia nini? Kwa kusema kweli Ariel itanisaidia kuimarisha biashara.
Ariel, mng'aro wa ajabu kwa mwosho mmoja.
Welcome back. Time for KTN Business Today with Bonnie Tunya. Bonnie, always good to see you. And there's a little reprieve from CCK. Well, I'm not sure if it's from CCK, but at least for all those Kenyans who are going to have their mobile phones switched off, right?
Well, indeed, and mobile phone operators want to cash in on the 30th September deadline to switch off all counterfeit. And what they're doing is that they're producing cheaper phones that are genuine. So really just bracing up for the opportunities arising. But details will be coming up next in business.
Do we know how cheap is cheap?
Well, it depends what side of town you're coming from.
All right, take it away.
Well, indeed. Welcome to KTN Business Today. My name is Bonnie Tunya. Now, with less than 30 days to go before the Communications Commission of Kenya makes good its threats to switch off all fake mobile phones in the country, mobile operators are out to cash in the deadline. Already, some operators have released into the market cheap but genuine phones for consumers wishing to comply with the CCK's directive. Joseph Bonny is here with the details.
With all indications from the industry regulator that it will not be extending the deadline for switch-off, mobile phone service operators are in a frenzy. The operators have over the last weeks put up paid-up advertisements in national dailies announcing cheaper but genuine phones for the market. Leading operators Safaricom and Orange Telecom have been pushing for this cadre of phones, asking consumers to be on the right side of the law when the switch-off finally takes shape. In a statement to Newsroom, Orange Chief Executive Officer noted that they had also rolled out a campaign dubbed Chagua Original aimed at cashing in on the CCK action. Last week, CCK announced that it had reached an agreement with the Consumer Federation of Kenya, allowing it to move on with the switch-off. The Federation had initially threatened to move to court to block the plans. It is estimated that there are over 2 million fake mobile phones in the country, with the rise anchored on affordability of the handsets. Joseph Bonyo, KTN Business Today.
Now, over 40 of the most innovative information technology startups in the African continent will be showcasing their products at the inaugural Demo Africa IT Forum. Now, the Demo Africa is a flagship initiative of the Liberating Innovation in Opportunity Nations in Africa consortium, whose partners include Demo, Microsoft, InfoDev, Nokia, and the American Department of State, and will see venture capitalists, angel investors, investment fund managers, technology buyers, entrepreneurs, and companies looking to buy startups come together.
We identify the most innovative companies to launch their products, and these will be mostly startups. You know, it's interesting that a lot of the new technology, a lot of the new innovation actually comes out of startups.
Our focus now is application and content development. Having dealt with the issue of infrastructure, we now begin to push applications and content.
Microsoft's involvement in startups has been going on for quite some time, but this is actually the first time where, as a group, working together with other partners, we're able to come up with what we believe will be a long, sustainable effort to foster innovation across the continent.
Now, staying with matters IT, and an online platform has been launched in Kenya to facilitate ease of access of data in key carrying out financial markets and economic research. Now, the ERA Financials data is contains a structured historical database, listed companies, and key economic indicators for possible use in predicting future outcomes. Here is more of the story. timely and up-to-date data access has been one of the major hindrances to growth of the financial markets in Kenya. But according to Colin Tamfumine, CEO of Escrow Research and Analytics, the ERA financials will serve well to bridge the gap.
Through this platform, users will be able to analyze financial performance trends of any listed company for the past decade and plot dynamic graphs to compare the performance of, say, a specific company against several other companies or against other variables like inflation, like exchange rates. How is really a company actually fared against inflationary trends?
The platform built over 1 year will include, among others, listed company financials dating back 10 years, historical and current central bank rates, inflation rates and trends in the last 10 years, balance of payment statistics, as well as stock market indices for over 10 years. The platform dubbed erafinancials.com is a subscription-based, although the firm says some information will be made available for free.
The reality is that information trade has become such big business in the developed countries, and here in Africa we've generally lagged behind in terms of information trade. Previously, the available information for the African markets, for example, has been quite scanty, and where it is available, it is scattered widely across different sources, which makes it very difficult for users to actually have a one-stop shop for that kind of information.
The firm says it will soon add critical information from other African countries as it seeks to cement its position online, financial markets and economic research on the continent. Now, Old Mutual Kenya and the Kenya National Jokali Cooperative Sacco Tuesday launched a product that aims to help Kenyans in the robust informal sector access affordable insurance services. Now, the Heshima Mpango Power Plan will see Old Mutual avail insurance services at the lowest possible premiums to Kenyans in the informal sector. Now, according to the Old Mutual, the product will not only help Old Mutual reach many people in the rural areas, but also it would also expand the reach of other insurance products in a quest for financial inclusion. The product targets everyone above 18 years of age, with the premiums are in denominations of 350 shillings, which offers benefits of 25,000 shillings, the 700 premium, which offers benefits of 50,000 shillings, with the 1,400, which offers benefits of 100,000 shillings. Now, after receiving more than $60 billion combined in a federal bailout, General Motors and Chrysler Group don't want to get political. Now, both automakers have banned President Barack Obama and GOP candidate Mitt Romney from campaigning on company property. The candidates aren't allowed to make appearances at GM or Chrysler assembly plants and each facilities until general elections in November is over. Now, in addition, GM added that Obama and Romney cannot use footage from past appearances in their campaign ads. The companies say they want to stay neutral during the election season and add their decision applies to candidates for local offices too. Now, the Ford Motor Company, which did not receive any federal bailout money, has also a non-campaign policy. Well, this is the time to look at how your money is doing at the NSE, and as always, we'd like to see how the Kenyan shilling is holding against other world major, and still far from our mean rating target of 83.50 for the shilling against the dollar, as the shilling bought at 84 flat and sold at 84.19. Now, against the sterling pound, the shilling was bought at 132.59 and sold at 132.92, while against the euro, the shilling stood at 104.86 buying and 105.13 selling. Here's some more figures from the NSE. Now from the home of business, it is good night. My name is Boni Tunya, but Nicholas Mudimba is up next with the day's sports.
The new constitution means life to me. It is my life and it is everything. As a person with disability, the constitution has brought me to the limelight.
Kenya's new constitution, Kenya's lifeline. From cities, towns, highlands, arid and semi-arid regions, a promise of a brighter future in a beautiful country, Kenya.
In April ended with the